know when you're hearing me. Is this better? so, okay, great. I think I'm just gonna wait for a few comments, feedback on what is going on there. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to FYI. For your information, I am Geretta Finance joining you here this morning. I do see also some technical glitches at the back end there. Not sure what went on, but I believe you guys are hearing loud and clear. Let me know what is going on there in the comment section, and I will be on my way. Could we release a comment so I can follow through with whether or not the guys are hearing clearly? Awesome. Great. Great. I was saying, blessed Wednesday morning to each and every one of you. It is Wednesday, the 6th of July, 2022. We're off to a great start this morning. And I'm going to say that I'm very, very happy to not have to. Song aside. We're off the great start this morning. I don't know where the technical glitches, the one and two here and there, it comes and goes. You don't utilize technology without having glitches every now and again. So that's okay. Guys, this morning we have the common entrance exam being written starting today. It's going to be written between the course of today and tomorrow. So I want to say, I'm saying best wishes, good luck, and congratulations to all the students that made it this far. And so I like to say a special thank you to all the schools, the teachers, the parents, and everyone that worked so much with the students so that in prepping them so that they'll be able to go into this exam feeling all upbeat all together. I can remember when I was writing the exam. Oh my goodness, you're so nervous and all of those things. Your first big exam when you are leaving the level of the primary school, and everyone there. I know the students are nervous, and so parents, don't pressure them too much. Give them a little bit of calm, comfort, and all of that so that we will be also very proud of our students. Let me know if you have a child that's writing the exam today. Let me know in the comment section so I can give them a shout out or so. It is so important that as a family we support each other in every single aspect of our lives. I say good morning. I see Crystal Simon is on this morning very early. And I see Edward Gonzalez from the Bronx says loud and clear. Yes, you're hearing me loud and clear now. I see Wendy Caesar says, good morning, Beatrice Selby. Hey, Beatrice, how is it going over there? What you doing this morning? Let me know what's going on. I see, is it Wendy? No, but I just said Wendy. I see Claire Richmond is joining us this morning through Facebook. Guys, let me know what is going on at your end. It's absolutely important that you add to the conversation. Beatrice said she is here on a bus. Beatrice is going to work at this hour. Guys, if you know Beatrice goes to work at these hours, but she's always keen to join the morning programs. I am seeing on Facebook users saying my son Jashawn, Ward from Mocha Primary. Okay, so Jashawn seems to be writing a common entrance exam today, so we want to say best wishes to him. I know that a lot of work would have gone into making sure that he prepped for that exam. So congratulations on all the hard work thus far, and we wish you nothing but success moving forward. Yes. It's Nathan Lewis. I see you there in the comment section. Candy, Nalini, Inderjit, are rich people. Candy, you early this morning. You've been slacking a little bit with coming early. I see Christopher Jarvis says, good morning, baby. I'm not sure who Christopher is referring to. Can't be me, Christopher. I'm growing. Candy, Nalini, Inderjit says, Riverton Skeldon in the house this morning. Darren John is joined. Lyndon will be remembering, yes, his son Chapman today. Oh, yes, Lyndon. Very good for you to remind me of that. Candy, yes, you're welcome, Candy. Tessa Gravesandi. Hey, Tessa, what is going on? Blessed morning from Orlando. Tessa's joining us all the way from Orlando. It's absolutely wonderful to have you here with us this morning. Carol Rowlands. Well, Sharon wants you to send a picture this morning. Tessa. Sharon doesn't play. He always wants to see what is going on at your end. I see Sandra Ford says, Queens in the house. Good morning to you, and everyone is joining from Queens this morning. Marlon Thomas is at work. Marlon, a lot of folks at work this morning, and I'm hoping that you're gonna have a good, productive day at work today. I see Margaret Nelson says good morning to the lovely MP Jarrett. Oh, thank you, Margaret. It was so lovely of you to say that. Sharon wants to know if there's anything for him there. Yes, but Sharon has to come on. He's in the back end doing some little touch-ups. Dolores Dova, great morning, family. Dolores, you are on the ball there. Family, it's always important to us, the FYI family, as it continues to grow. We want this family to be as extended could be. And it is all possible with you. Make sure that you always click on share. Make sure that you always let persons get the information. I see Keith Henry Sr. says, good morning. I'm on the road. I think heading to the office there. So good morning to you, Keith. Keith, where are you joining us from? I know Keith is joining us from the US. I'm not exactly sure what part of the US you see. I'm getting like shared in everybody's business this morning. So good morning. Good morning to you, Keith. And I hope you have a really productive day today as well. Absolutely important. We love when Guyanese are there in the US and whatever country that Guyanese are in. We love when you're doing well and you're excelling. It just pleases our heart so much here in Guyana. I see Nigel Polidor says, good morning to you all. Good morning to you, Nigel. What is going on at your end? Eason Juke. Good morning to you, Eason. What is up with you? What is up with you? How is it been? Let us know. I see Shawnette Skeet. Director is okay. Yeah, Shawnette, somebody see me as a baby this morning. I'm not sure. Probably I have this. I should be a little thankful because the age is not going down. It's kind of going up. So, so you have to be a little thankful for these little baby comments, right? I see you there. Is it Kit Dowling? Hey Kit, out of Barbados, joining this morning. How are the folks in Barbados? Let me know who else is joining from Barbados this morning before we get into the discussion. You have to do your part, share the stream. We don't get into the discussion until we have quite a number of shares so the persons can benefit from the discussion all together. But we are all saying this morning, for the folks that just joined us, we're all saying, good luck, best wishes, and congratulations all in one to the students that are heading into the common entrance exam today. They have been prepping, they have been doing the work. We are so proud of everyone that has contributed to prepping them to get to this stage right now. We're so proud of the work that those students themselves would have done in getting to this point where they are right now. So we want to wish them nothing but the best, and we want to encourage parents to be very patient. Don't put too much pressure. Don't make them feel scared of the exams and all of that, because a lot of times we want the best from our children, but sometimes we tend to push a little too much. So we don't want that at all. I'm seeing happy birthday, Tessa Isaac Gravesandi. Wow, I didn't notice. God bless. Today I'm seeing Desiree Liverpool saying happy birthday to Tessa Isaac Gravesandi. Good morning to you, Tessa, and happy birthday. Let me know, just confirm it's your birthday there. We go all out for our family, and their birthday absolutely important to us. And guess what? Tessa, if today's your birthday, you're going to be sharing a birthday actually with none other than the leader of the opposition, Mr. Aubrey Norton. Today's Mr. Aubrey Norton's birthday. So here from the FYI family, we want to say a special happy birthday to Mr. Aubrey Norton, leader of the opposition. As the years go by, a lot of experience and wisdom is gained, and we wish Mr. Norton nothing but the best in this new year of his life. And we wish that God protects him and guides him altogether. So happy birthday, Mr. Norton, and happy birthday there, Tessa Isaac Gravesandi. Stephen Collins, good morning to you, Stephen. How are you doing over there? Is it Lenroy? Hey, good morning, Lenroy. Lenroy, where are you joining us from this morning? I'm not sure that I saw your name joining us before. I hope I didn't miss it prior, but I think this name is a little new to me for some reason. But I'm not good with names. Don't tell anybody. But I'm not.
Happy birthday, Tessa. Happy birthday, Tessa.
Shirt is coming in like an echo.
Happy birthday, Tessa.
Happy birthday, Tessa. So,
happy birthday to you.
Well, I'm not singing. That's Cher's
Happy birthday. The voice coming back.
I see Agri, Della and Marsh in the comment section there. Hey Agri, what is going on? I hope Agri is doing great. Yes,
Happy birthday to
Tessa shared is
you.
singing a song for you. He's gonna be coming in
Happy
bursting
birthday.
with music,
Coming in hot, coming in hot.
He's coming in hot, bursting with song,
Coming in hot. Let me disturb you
don't
a bit.
mind
Coming
him.
in looking hot, looking hot. Hot and looking
He's
hot.
looking hot,
And
coming
all
in
the
hot,
above. How are you
everything.
folks this morning? How are you folks? Folks, I just come for the tea.
Shirt is just coming for the tea.
I just come for the tea, the little tea. Right? I just come for the little tea. Good to have each and every one of you guys.
Debbie Apple, hey Debbie, good morning to you. All the happy birthdays are coming. Shar, there's a lot of cancer people. That's what I realized.
As in the planet cancer.
Yes.
Yeah.
My goodness, it's not good to use that word by itself.
Yeah, the planet cancer.
Yep.
And we're good people. We're loving people. Right? Always looking for folks who just love us in return. We don't ask for much. Right? We don't ask for much. And I don't want to say that in a little thingish way. Right? We don't ask for much, just a little loving every now and again.
Every now and again.
Every now and again. Not much. Every now and again we ask a little love and attention.
Guys, you just see Sharon right about now behind the scenes.
And we're into disgusting.
As you look at the sunset, sunrise.
We're into disgusting. I just trying to make sure Charity got enough beautification light in her.
The lighting must be on point.
Enough beautification light. Right, sometimes
Good morning, Elizabeth. How are
the guys who
you
fix it
this
just
morning? Let me know what's
Elizabeth from Sparkle City?
Yeah.
Oh, Elizabeth Howard. Elizabeth, how are you doing?
Yes.
So good to have you. I think we're ready.
Carl Fordyce, good morning to you, Carl.
Carl, how are you doing, buddy?
Good morning. Carl
Rock on coming, Carl.
Carl was on my Facebook page.
Yes, he's fatigued?
No, he does not.
He's never does. Okay, good.
Replying to some little mischievous people there.
Morning, guys. Good morning. How you all doing? So good to have you guys here. June Cameron here too. But good morning to the birthday girl. Happy birthday to you. I can get Agri jealous now because the richness of my singing voice. Proceed. Right?
Tess is inviting the both of us to the party in Orlando.
Good. We come in. We on the red eye out here soon after the show. Candy's daughter's birthday. Candy's daughter's birthday. Let me see that. Let me see if I can pull it up from my end. Candy's daughter is celebrating her birthday as well. Let me see if I can pull that back up. Daphne Aaron, good to see you. She says she's watching from Plainfield, New Jersey, and so happy to hear your voices. My Lord, we out far, boy. We out far here.
Out and about, around.
We out far here.
Around the corner.
Every other comment is Agri comment. And Candy says it's her daughter's Shania's birthday on the 9th of July. Saturday coming, it's a holiday.
Nice.
But happy birthday nonetheless in advance to Shania.
We have Eid on Saturday.
Yeah. Eid awesome. Yeah. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday, Shania. Happy early birthday.
And I hope that everything is all prepped. When it's your children's birthday, just go all out.
I know.
We just go all out for them.
I know.
I see Warren Figueroa in the house this
morning.
Warren
is here. Hey, Warren was in Disney World. Let me tell you what's up. He was in Disney World recently with his daughter celebrating her academic accomplishments. I think he's back home now. And I'm happy to report he's doing well. I'm not
See what I told you, right?
Word,
See what I told you.
Yes, he's doing excellent. Right? Yep.
Yeah, we're so happy, long weekend after long weekend. No, actually it's not gonna be another long weekend because the holiday is on Saturday.
Yeah.
If it had fallen on Sunday, it would have gone over to Monday. But Agri, come on, Agri.
Correct.
On Saturday it doesn't go over.
On the last administration, we used to have proper holidays. Right? All Sunday holidays so you can get it Monday. Right? And I promise when we turn to office, all the holidays will be on Sunday, so we get the Monday. We make that as a promise to you. This administration, they just don't care.
I actually thought it would have been.
They just don't care.
I actually thought it would have been the weekend is going to be until Monday because I thought the holiday would have been announced for Sunday.
Yeah.
But then the announcement came out and it's for Saturday, so
it's true.
So it's just 2 days, I agree.
And this is the Minister of Home Affairs who pronounces the national holidays. And let me tell you this. It's a PAP Minister of Home Affairs. His name is Robeson Ben. So you see, they don't want you all to be great on Monday. And that is why. But come the next election, you have a stark choice. Do you want your holidays on Sundays, so you get the Mondays,
It's
or
more
on
complicated
Saturdays,
than that.
right? Or on Saturdays?
All jokes aside,
The
we
choice
know,
is
we
yours.
know, all jokes aside and shared aside, we do know that
The choice is yours.
when it comes to what day the holiday fall on, it's a lot of different aspects of the religion that comes
Yeah.
into play and so forth. So based on the moon
Yes.
and all of those things,
Yes.
so we have that's how that happens,
Yes.
guys. So don't go quoting Sherry.
Under
here.
our administration, we will move the moon for you.
Don't quote Sharon. Do
So you can
not
have
quote Sharon.
You can have your Monday holidays. We will move the moon for you.
You see how I say it?
We're on that.
From this,
You know. You see a press statement.
Duncan says,
Yeah. We can holidays on Monday for you.
Strange enough, I did see talking about press
You
statement.
y'all don't take yourself serious all the time, Shucks.
Talking about the press statement, I wrote something on my Facebook yesterday morning, and I noticed Kaiser News actually carried it as an article today.
You made the papers too.
So my mother was like,
"That's when you're big."
My mother's like, "You see what I told you? You can't be just saying, just posting anything, everything, and comment.
Everything can be about John. I mean, come on.
Because your comments will be monitored and all
Yes,
that.
John.
But guys, that's the only thing that saves some people. Let me be honest
When
with you.
when a simple comment you make on Facebook becomes a newspaper article,
right?
I think you're doing something.
No, but yeah, I get that aspect and so on. And I think good going for the journalists also.
Thanks to FYI
that they're following. They're following also. Yeah, Sharon.
You're following.
Good one.
I can see them with a pen right now.
The MPs and that's very good going. I think that's a very good sign coming there.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that persons are scrutinizing like everything that you say and so forth, that's the only thing that saves some people. From me.
There's that. Folks, I'm watching how they see. Is there any tea bag that like stays at the bottom of the cup? It affects me a little bit the way the tea bag is always at the top of the cup.
What do you mean?
Like how it's right there. Like it always right there. It affects me a little bit. It affects me a little bit. It's like right up there.
Big people. Sherrod, Avery Duncan, and Joretta Vanessa.
Look at you.
So Gareth celebrated his birthday, right? 2 days ago, right?
Yes. Story after the fact. Right? As a matter of fact, how he said
he never told me anything about it.
Yeah.
He expected
how he said
me
disrespectful
to remember as though I made him.
Yes. Let me tell you how he said disrespectful. Now you understand. When people don't want you to celebrate them, when they go to SK boat to celebrate,
he was
you understand me? Whole party, chilling. When you know this economy as you can't really travel so steadily. Spur the moment a trip like that, you gotta plan it a little while.
And then to Robertson, he's uploading all his
photographs
and videos of him singing, karaoke and,
I feel
and everything. I feel attacked.
I feel attacked. Right? I feel attacked. Then he come in here condemning people, teabag and so on. I find that is very, very disrespectful of you. Very disrespectful of you. Very much so. But happy birthday, Ganesh. Happy 60th.
Happy.
From the gray hairs, happy 60th. And we hope, at this age and stage in your life, you begin to simmer a little bit.
To simmer.
Right? When I was a child, I speak as a child. Now I'm 60. Put away my childish thing. Happy birthday, Ganesh. Happy 60th.
Listen,
right?
I think
Go forward.
I think Ganesh is actually the youngest member of parliament.
At 16, how old I look like, man?
If I'm not mistaken.
How old I look like?
In all fairness, it is 70th, not 60th. So Ganesh is just given a little bit more. I think he's the youngest member of parliament. I think Ganesh is like 33 years old now.
No, T10.
Yeah, he's a baby.
Yeah,
he's a baby.
He looks like a chubby baby. He's eat plenty. Them kind of children. Chubby baby.
I disassociate myself from all of these comments.
Yeah. No, that's not different. She's a little too much by you, baby. Right there. Right ahead now. Proceed. Don't say a word, just move along.
As we move forward.
What are the morning papers, folks? Morning papers.
Okay, so the morning papers, I want to kickstart,
Yeah.
I want to kickstart the morning papers by the fact of what is going on right now. Mr. Norton and Slow has written to the CJ for the urgent hearing of the challenge over the police service commission.
Yeah, there's some problems
right?
there.
and they and voice concerns at recent promotions, guys.
Mhm.
And we are speaking about it. We've been talking about it for quite some time.
Correct.
The fact that the fact that how things are being done and being distracted by the comments. I need to come
Yeah.
off of it. The fact that the way in which things are being done at the moment, things are not being done in accordance with the law.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about it yesterday. We touched on it
Hold
a
on,
bit. You've
Trisha.
been
Hold
distracted by the
on.
comments too, right? I know, right?
Politics aside, I see somebody say over, well, not somebody. Sion Butter says, his only guy needs is over soak the tea bag. I was over soaking tea bag. Was not here, but this, the first time in my life, now you're telling me over soak. Like, what's the average time? I just drop it in there, however long you drink your tea.
Christopher
That's
Jarvis
it.
is a different person, you know.
Uh,
I need to find out who is this Christopher Jarvis.
Christopher says he wants a marriage rate as a red one. Right? Do you accept? That's we get out of the
No, whether
program.
they're good.
Do you accept? You look good, Christopher.
So,
I'm certain your life got one level you're going at all the time. Safe and sound. Eh? And like the devil on UK's this morning, he said you out. You want just take trouble on yourself. Eh? Just
Christopher's different.
you know?
Deborah Clark, hey Deborah, I just saw you
Right.
pop in there. I cannot.
Christopher, should we take a show on team song is procedure, you know? Why do that? Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Welcome. Right? So no it happen. No it happen. But it's over soaking tea bag business. Right? That's different.
Mhm.
I've never known you could over soak a tea bag.
I don't know.
I thought the tea bag is my own. I bought it. And so I can rest in the cup as
How
long
long
as I
you
want.
want?
But nevertheless,
So Guyanese over
right?
soaked there.
I gotta now go and find out.
Elizabeth Narayan says the put the bag in for 3 to 5 minutes.
Depending on how strong you want it.
I want a tea
So
bag.
why would I want
I
it?
want a tea bag in the cup to suck every life out.
Elizabeth, you know she can't be living. Unless you're telling me I soak it to the tree to put in the fridge tomorrow or something like that. I want the fully flexible tea bag. You understand me? I see, look, Simone says it too. Soak for 2 minutes. You know, now I hear him over soaking.
So you know this.
Have I over soaked all my life? You know, what ailments might I produce over soaking?
This is the morning program. Let me just get into this tea bag discussion. Listen, there are certain things that you see. How old were you when you learned this? Like I am today years old.
Yeah, so like over soaking my tea
that
bag.
You're supposed to keep the tea bag.
You know.
And persons would have noticed we keep the tea bag in throughout the show.
I don't know. Now I want to know if it's responsible for my complexion. Like I'm going to be darker or something. I can be more handsome. But I've been over soaking all these years. You know. So like, can I put it in the fridge? I mean, like if I just soak it for 2 to 3 minutes, you know, what do I do with my tea bag after that? This thing, you just said, you still got a little juice left in that tea bag.
Every bit of life I soak out of it. Every second.
They give me a second soak. You know, tea bag politics. Tea bag politics.
So that's why your cups stay in it.
That's why my cups. Now you telling me all the time I say the guys who could nasty sugar and the PPP. I think it is the water. It's something. Now you telling me I've been running up over soaking, and I'm now wondering how this might have affected my teeth over the year. Your teeth collagen.
And that garnish is going to be in a corner there with a bourgeois comment that the best thing to drink is Ovaltine or Milo.
Yes. Sometimes I like Ovaltine tea. Sometimes I like Milo tea too, and tea bag tea. All right, back to the issue at hand. Back to the Indian hand. I know him at over soaking. You know. Now you're going to tell me if I go in the bathroom, I can't soak up for too long or else there's problems. I didn't understand it. You over soak.
So could you overboil like when you're doing
I don't know.
Like sweet broom and daisy and fever girl, lemongrass.
No,
and
I
all
question
of
it
those
myself.
things?
I question my judgment now.
A
with
specific amount of boiling you boil those for too?
I don't know. Because now I bring a whole different question.
But Christopher did say try sugar water.
I've oversoaked.
Christopher just
I've oversoaked
so the sugar water. You know when you were small and you fall down or so your old people would give you sugar water. I don't know what it's supposed to do.
It's very small only.
What it's supposed to do. You're not supposed to be falling down when you're growing.
What are you doing? Now you're telling me. Now you're telling me. We're different.
Back to the seriousness of the conversation.
Back to the big people section of the program.
Back to the seriousness of the conversation,
Over
guys,
soak the tea.
and we spoke about this a bit yesterday when we were saying that the PP has been doing a lot of things that are not
Yeah,
in accordance with
correct.
the law.
A lot of mischief.
And because of that,
A lot of
the
mischief.
opposition has been forced to take so many matters before the court.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
people in general, there are several matters taken before the court as it pertains to the way in which government has been operated.
Mm-hmm.
And as you would know, they are yet to win one case
Yeah,
because everything that they do it outside of the ambit of the law.
correct.
And again, now the challenge is over the Police Service Commission, and also concerns being raised as the recent promotions and the way in
Uh-huh.
which it is being done. At no point in time does any member of the opposition wants to stymie when it comes to the promotion list and so
Correct,
forth.
correct.
At no point in time we want to do that. Nobody wants, everybody wants the natural course to go forward and for persons to be promoted and all. But you cannot allow a system in which persons go out and do what they very well please and then expect persons to just sit back and
Mm-hmm.
accept it as is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a law, it's very defined process as to how these things should be done. And if the law is not followed, then there is an issue there. And I want persons to understand that it's very simple, it's very clear. Everyone knows that you need a commissioner of police. Everyone knows that you need a promotion list to go for. But there is a law guiding the process,
Correct.
and that needs to be followed at all time because absolutely nowhere would you see the PP administration accepting it any other way.
Yeah.
And that's what you must always remember.
And
So,
I'm happy that Georgia has brought it up as one of the issues in the morning paper because another allied issue we're seeing with that particular one, there's a letter to the editor in today's Starbucks News, and I would hazard to think it is in some other of the newspapers too. And Clinton Conway is a former assistant commissioner of police. He's retired now. And he says on this very issue, this illegal police promotion list is bloated, inaccurate, and misleading. And here is part of what he said. He said that according to the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, the Police Service Commission shall consist of 5 members. He argues that only 4 were unconstitutionally sworn in as members of the commission. There was no meaningful consultation between the president and the leader of the opposition before the members were appointed and sworn by the president, which is a clear violation of Article 110 of the Constitution. I'm certain that deals with meaningful consultation. He goes on in his letter to say the 5th member must be the chairman of the Public Sector Commission. There is no Public Sector Commission. The last PSC's life ended over a year ago. So at this time, there's no chairman to be sworn to fully constitute the Police Service Commission. The Minister of Governance, Gil Teixeira, recently wrote to the leader of the opposition, Aubrey Norton, inviting him to have consultation with the president in relation to the Police Service Commission and other commissions on July 4th. And finally, in this letter to the editor, former Assistant Commissioner of Police, Clinton Conway, says, this is a belated effort to legalize the appointments of the members of the commission. Only when the Police Service Commission is fully constituted can it be operational and then set a quorum to carry out its work. And I think he's right.
That's what we have been.
I think he's right.
These are the points as we have been making for us all so long because persons need to understand that at no point in time, and people and the PP administration in particular, they would go out there and they would try to make you believe that, oh, we don't want things to move forward. We don't want it. It's absolute nonsense. It's absolute nonsense when you believe that you can go and do things contrary to the law and then expect persons to just sit back and accept it as is.
Correct.
It can't be the way in which things are done at no point in time.
Correct. So what we want you guys to know is that this is the second major issue of this nature where the president has gone ahead and appointed somebody, then you come to consult afterwards. That's so backward. It's so backward.
I don't think it's backward. I think it's just blatantly disrespectful.
Yeah, you're supposed to consult with the leader of the opposition according to the Constitution. Not if or buts or when you want to do it. You have to consult, and out of that process, you produce the commission, the Police Service Commission. Out of that process, you produce the second instance here is the Commissioner of Police. But he has gone ahead, appointed Commissioner of Police to act, appointed a Police Service Commission, and then you come to consult afterwards. I mean, this is like, it's done stagawa.
It's crazy, and it just adds to all the chaos that has been happening. One of the things, a lot of the commissions and so forth not functioning. I always tell you people, it's organized chaos. Sometimes when you
Yeah,
look at it, it's the way in which they prefer things to be done. And one of those things, I think you just mentioned it also, the public service commission still
yeah,
not in place.
yeah, yeah.
And people sometimes you need to understand the functionalities of these bodies in order to see the blatant corruption
Yeah,
that would breed in its absence
yeah.
altogether. And especially when I know Ganesh is on the stream, Ganesh feels very strongly, specifically when it comes to the Public Service Commission and the lack of appointment of that there to this point in time. There are so many persons, every decision and every every person that is employed through that body cannot go through it right now because it's
Hmm.
non-existent, right?
Hmm.
They can't approve anything when it comes to workers in the public service and all of those things. It's crazy. It's absolute chaos. So now all of that power is left in the hands of the ministers and so forth, and they're going to go through their
Correct.
PSs and so forth,
Correct.
and they're going to go through with a contract system, and it's their way of going
Yeah.
around the system by not having those commissions set up.
Correct.
So
Or as
big issues.
or as Joy Hopkinson says, it's done stuck behavior.
Wow.
Precisely.
See?
Precisely.
Joy says
Precise.
it's
Done
better.
stuck behavior.
Joy says it's better.
Right. What else do we have on the morning papers? In the
Well,
morning papers.
well, another issue that we're looking at, on in the morning papers, dear. You said on and said,
Yeah,
and I just went
yeah.
right after. So we know the mayor admonishes the town clerk for not signing the PR contract, and that is not an issue there. So much going on when it comes to the fight at the level there at the city council. It's crazy. The
Yeah,
council
yeah, yeah.
approved, the entire council met, mayor and council met, and they basically approved a specific PR company to do their PR work, and the town clerk there now is not signing off on that particular, and it's a very serious issue. When we have these councils set, and the persons need to understand the functionalities altogether, especially when it comes to the town clerk and so forth. A decision made at the level of the council needs to be carried out.
I think we've seen under the PD administration, the town clerk always works counter to the council. It's like the
But
council working for the town clerk.
but those things can be challenged to the court
Right?
also.
It's not the town clerk working for the
And,
council.
and it's sad that everything has to be pushed through the court
Yeah.
when it comes
Yeah.
to the law and the way in which things need to go through.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's just so much craziness
And we've
right
seen
now.
several instances in which this town clerk seems a little rogue. To be honest, seems a little bit rogue. And lots of folks are saying that this town clerk is taking instructions from the PPP.
But I caution, and I want to take this opportunity to caution, publicly caution persons like town clerks and also PSs, permanent secretaries at it, in the various ministries and so forth. You're supposed to be public servants.
Yeah.
Right? And there
Yeah.
are guidelines that guides your actions and behavior altogether. And I want to caution you when you're taking political directives that goes beyond the scope of your employment contract altogether and basically forces you not to comply with defined structures and policies within. I want to give a caution to persons there because a lot of times they need to understand that the political directives that they're taking, the people that they're taking it from, be it a minister, specifically the ministers seldom ever answer when it comes to how these things were done. And those technical officers now are the ones who have to face the blunt of whatever goes on. When it comes to legal action being taken, it's not going to be taken against the minister.
Correct.
It's going to fall directly before those technical officers, those town clerks, those PSs,
Correct.
and so forth. So I'm
Correct.
going to give a caution to those persons. Do things according to the law. If you know that a decision taken at the level of the council has to be followed through because that body, that elected group of people made this decision, and once it is not
And,
something
yeah.
that's illegal, you
Yeah.
have to go in line with that
It's
course
the
of action.
council that sets the policy,
Correct.
and then it's the what do you call it? The town clerk on behalf of the administration as the administrative arm of the council that executes that carries it out. The town clerk can have independent policies outside of what the
You
council is
can't.
bringing. So it's madness.
And the town clerk does not take at any point in time, well, not I'm going to change my word from does not, should not be taking directives from the minister.
Yeah. Should not, should not, should not. We
Mm-hmm.
got lots of things to get through, folks, before we get to the end of the program. And so we head to some of the things happening internationally that perhaps Elizabeth, Narayan, and some of the other folks in the diaspora can talk to us about, especially those folks who reside in the USA. Because we're learning today that the 4th of July shooter planned this attack for weeks. You
Mm-hmm.
know, bought weapons and a whole host of other things, was well calculated and orchestrated.
Yeah, but the thing is, he bought weapons legally, and I think this is something that we have been hitting to the point that when there is these mass shootings and things like this, persons come up and they that's Sharon Duncan, guys, not me. When there's a mass shooting and all of that, persons come up and they have all the talk about gun policies and regulations and all of that, and then it dies down. And then you have
Yeah.
another mass shooting and the conversation is up and hot again, and then it dies down. But when it comes to media and all of those things, I think the media have a lot of responsibility to take when it comes to the dying down of those conversations, because the conversations are being had all the time. It's just not being reported with the same
Correct.
level of
Correct.
vigor
Correct.
as it is reported when there is a mass shooting. So the very, very sad situation, and to know that
Correct.
this was being planned all the time it's even worse.
Yeah.
So the premeditated nature of the crime is just unbelievable.
True. And our thoughts and prayers, of course, go to all of those people in Highland Park there in Chicago, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those persons in the community of Chicago who are distressed by this and mourning and grieving by this despicable act. 6 persons dead.
Yeah.
And I was reading the biography
No,
of
I
some
think
of those
7
persons.
persons
7
now.
now.
It went up to
Wow.
7. I just
Wow.
want to give that little
Wow.
bit of update. Last I read, I think from BBC this morning, is that toll went up to 7.
Yeah.
So
And as we
sad.
talked about BBC, as you know, on the other side of the pond, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, the Prime Minister
Oh.
there has some trouble on his hands. You know,
Well, Boris Johnson,
trouble on his hands.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Boris here always knocks me off. It just distracts
Yeah.
me from
Boris
the entire
different.
conversation altogether.
Different.
So-
Different.
But there, the resignations coming there, 2 senior ministers actually quit in
Yes.
protest at Johnson's leadership.
Yeah.
And then again, there is a
Yeah.
poll that is out there that is saying that he should actually, I think 2/3 of the persons they responding it says that he should quit.
He's in
Boris
trouble. He's in
himself.
trouble. And
He's been in trouble for quite
Yeah.
some time, but
Yeah.
he has been
Party
keeping,
gate and incompetence gate and a lot of that. And the latest bout of this is the appointment of a deputy chief whip that had some problems in the past, and Johnson didn't let the public know that, and that's why he's in trouble now. So we saw Sajid Javid and Rishi Sunak quit recently, both ministers in the cabinet of Boris Johnson government, and we're being made to understand that, folks, there could be another no confidence motion coming against Mr. Johnson. We know he narrowly survived one recently.
Yeah,
Narrowly survived
correct.
one.
But Boris is Boris is moving with
Yeah.
Boris seems to be moving with the tide, and I do not know how he's doing, but he keeps surviving these very narrowly, but he keeps surviving. And I also want to make the point that Boris has made is Zahawi chancellor after Rishi Sukna quit. So Boris, as fast as someone is out, he's already there replacing that post, and
Yep.
so making sure that he tries to salvage
Yep.
what is left of his legacy altogether.
And those of you joining us from London, England, y'all know Boris in trouble. And keep us posted how this goes. Keep us posted, those of you who reside in this area. But coming closer home. Rita, I know this is your girl here.
Yes.
Diane Kentish Rogers, who resigned from the Anguilla government recently as Minister of Education because her constituents were against a tax policy the government was about to institute. She has been reappointed in government. Rita, talk to us about
the
it.
Goods and Service Act, the GSA is referring to that over there that caused all the controversy. She was the second person to resign from being the Minister of Education over there in Anguilla. And sometimes when you take that firm stance
Yeah.
as it pertains to this is what the people want. As she says she's spoken to her constituency, and they says that they expect nothing less from her than a resignation from that post, because that is something that was directly affecting them, and as a representative of the people, they expected her to go down that route, and she
Correct.
so did. And guess what? The government there decided that she's too important to lose,
Yeah.
and she was asked to return, and she did say that she and the premier did not have they do not have any personal issues or anything like that, but on that specific policy direction she could not have stood with them when the people were asking for something differently, but put that particular issue aside. She was willing to work with them, and she
Yeah.
did say, even in a post that she made, she cannot vote in support of that. So she's not going back and eating back her words or anything like that. Her position is firm when it comes to that specific tax law that they were putting in place, their goods and service tax law there. But she is very specific that she's still willing to work. And I think it shows a lot of maturity, if I could say that, coming from the government altogether, to not just be angry that oh, you're not supporting this aspect, so we're going to whip you strongly. And then a lot of kudos there to Deanne Kentish Rogers herself for having the confidence of the government and the people. I think that's a very solid position, and for her to be in at this moment. And as I see being
Correct.
reported there on the Loop and so forth, persons are referring to her as the rising political this rising political person there in Anguilla. So kudos to her. It's always good to see young people thrive, especially in politics, knowing the difficulties of the terrain altogether and the fight that it entails. And I think it's a good sign for folks that once you stand with the people, you cannot go on the wrong paths.
Correct, correct, correct. And we wish you well. We wish you well in this new post. And we're going to be following and keep you guys updated. All the latest happening out of Anguilla, the government, and its politics. That being said, we've now come in for landing. We're now back home. And folks, we're different in this country. And, we're very different. That's all I can say. This story here, as we come in for landing home, we're different because, Stephen Danmere was leading an ordinary life for all intents and purposes, met his untimely demise in an accident at Silver Hill on the Linden Suicide Highway. Simple life. And our thoughts and prayers go out to his friends and family, his entire community. Met an untimely demise there. His wife posted about this on social media and how much she missed her husband. And then things went viral from there. Trina, help us.
Well, for the first thing I want to say is our condolences to the family of Stephen Danbeer on the tragic loss of his life. Very untimely, I must say. And the report, as I read, says that he was attempting to cross the road there on the Linden Suicide Highway, and he was hit by a vehicle. Very, very bizarre altogether, because persons who know the highway would know that if you just wait a little bit, the road is completely clear and all of that. So it's very, very bizarre way, I have to say. But this particular matter, I know that it's taken on a life of its own on social media because of the controversy between two different persons posting about him. And I think a lot of comments was made, and I didn't particularly comment on this
All right,
prior to now.
The wife posted first that she was missing her husband, and then another woman posted about Stephen.
Yeah.
And a lot of time they were spending together, and that they were celebrating a 3-month anniversary and all of that.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to, as women, how do I put this over in not so bad way? As a woman myself, I understand the position that his wife must be in when it comes to having to face all of that. You're already grieving the loss of your husband, the father of your child, and then someone has put you in that position. In times of death, persons are hurt on all.
You hear now there's a side chick,
right?
And the side chick is very bold.
But on the point of when persons are grieving, people do all sorts of things when they're grieving and so forth. But as women, we need not to be destructive in our actions at all. And we need to be mature enough to know what is destructive actions and just cease and desist from going down that pathway altogether. And I think that was for someone else to post something like that, knowing that this person a family, and not just a wife. You know, he has a daughter that has to grow up and to face the fact that all of this transpired at while her father when her father died. You know, it's just not it's not a
Yeah.
responsible thing to do. I know a lot of persons have been weighing into it, and no one and I have to say, you know, men need to be very responsible as well. You
Correct.
know,
Correct.
men need to
Agreed.
be responsible as well. You don't
Agreed.
go out doing things like that to putting your family in a position to be, you know, to be hurt, embarrassed, traumatized all in one. And it's very crazy. And I think men need to take stock, take responsibility for their actions. It's never okay to go out there and lead two women on at the same time, to be living basically a double life,
Yeah.
as it would appear
Yeah.
that it was, and all of those things. A very, very sad situation there.
Yeah.
And my thoughts and prayers, and our thoughts and prayers all together, is with his wife and his child. And I hope and I pray that you have the strength to go through with all of this, all of the chaos
Marilyn Thomas
altogether.
has some guidance. Marilyn Thomas says that these concubines need to know their places.
Yeah.
No, she's very bold. But a part of this saga of the Stephen Dunbar affair, I was made to understand that his family has been very, very definitive that they don't recognize any side chicks. They recognize the wife.
Yeah, but I did see a lot of comments on social media when it comes to things like that. Person saying that, you know, get your comments in order. And so if you're trying to see his ex-wife and all of that, but it should have never gotten to that stage. You know, it should never get to that stage. And if you are with somebody, and if you're with a man, as a woman, you're with a man, and you know that he has a wife, then with just let it be. Like, let it be. You know, you're in the wrong. There's
Yeah.
no way on earth that you can project yourself to be in the right. You're in the wrong.
So
So everybody, and I want to make the point that everybody, I get it. You know, everybody's hurt.
yeah.
Everybody's hurt. But we have the same way you make mature decisions to go out and do these things, these actions. You have to have the maturity to have that, to feel that fear and bear it. It by yourself. It's very
Correct.
sad, but it has to be done like that.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Correct. So we learned initially that the wife would have posted a photograph and some comments. And then the other person is, Marilyn says, the concubine, posted a whole host of photographs, timelines, a 7-hour conversation, posted about some other issues that was happening for instance, I think they were celebrating a 3-month anniversary at that point, posted all of that. And no doubt putting this family, this grieving family, into even more pain and heartache.
Yeah. Uh, you know, a lot of
It was very
those.
thoughtless. Very thoughtless. And you know what? I think it's either Stephen Covey or John, I think it's John Maxwell, Dr. John Maxwell, who says it. Hurting people hurt people and are easily hurt by them.
That's why I keep saying that. I understand that they're all hurting.
Yeah.
Everyone is hurting. Somebody is in your life, whether or not they're not supposed to be in your life and all of that. They're in your life, and you lost them in a tragic way to death and all of that. So you're hurt, but I'm saying it in the same accord. The same way you made that mature decision to be in that situation, you have to have the maturity to know that you have to deal with that by yourself, on your own. This is somebody that had a family, right? You have to have the maturity to deal with that by yourself and on your own. So
Yep.
it's very crazy. And listen, there are so many situations similar to this that I have been aware of. I know of situations in which
Call him, Sharita. Call
no,
him.
I can't. I know of situations in which a man died, and at his funeral, a woman showing up with a
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah.
and his wife and children are there at the funeral.
Is that a Guyanese
and,
thing?
and a woman is showing up with a baby at the funeral to say this is his child.
Yeah.
You know, how do you do that?
But it's at the funeral, everything is come out.
impact does that have
Yeah.
to make? Would it make on the baby?
Yeah.
You know, you're just there to hurt the person. Like, what are you trying to do? You know, it's crazy, but like you rightly said, hurting people hurt people, and we have to move away from putting ourselves in a position to be someone that is hurt in the first place. Because why are we even there? Like, why am I even there? I don't want no man that got a woman. It's as plain as that. I don't want no man that got a woman. My head is screw on to write it when it comes to things like that. I know of
And
my
you
own
territorial,
personal. I am very territorial. I don't want nobody that have to divide their time with somebody
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
And that's a decision I
John,
made.
FYI.
Oh, he knows that,
FYI.
right? He knows that. I am not that person. So I don't care. I prefer to be by myself
Mhm.
and very happy than to be with somebody that I have to be cautious of when I call in them. Oh, you can't call them at this time because they're home with the family. But people make some really crazy
Yeah,
decisions for
yeah,
different reasons and different
yeah.
situations. But I'm saying that once you make those decisions, you have to understand the consequences that comes with those decisions, and you just don't go out there to hurt people
Right.
when there are, especially when there are children involved, and now that child have to grow up and then face all of that
Yeah. But
nonsense
it seems
that was
locally like it's at
there.
the funeral, everything has come out. It seems
Mm.
as it's at the funeral, everything comes out. The extra children, well, the outside woman, and all of that comes out. Everybody didn't know about you, the brothers and
But
sisters.
if you were forced to be a secret when someone was alive, then what are
Yeah,
you trying to do when
yeah.
they're no longer alive?
So while this
And
is,
this is not even on that particular I'm speaking in general
Mhm.
right now, I'm speaking on in general, because this is
Yeah,
not, the thing is about what you saw there is not that
yeah,
it is not unique
yeah.
to that family.
But and
So many
it's not
times it
unique.
happens.
It's not unique, and it's complicated, and dysfunction begets dysfunction,
Yeah.
because now somebody else shows up and says, "Well, I's the wife too," you know, and I mean, how do you now grieve? Are you mature enough to say, let's put him down, and then
Sure,
right,
I'm like
and
I
and and
said.
then how do you do the wake, and how do you handle funeral expenses? Do you step forward there,
I may very well just book a flight if I
right?
was away. I'd probably book a flight and go to the islands and just kick back and come back after everything.
So you handed that to the
I
to,
just
to the
leave
woman.
everything, let
So
them do
you
whatever, and I would
bury your
just go
lover.
and kick back
Hmm.
on the island and soak my feet in the ocean, and I'll be good. I'll be
Yeah.
good for a couple. Relax myself. My mental health is extremely important,
Mhm.
and don't soak in all the chaos,
Mhm.
and be on
Come
my
back
way.
when Stephen is down 6 feet. All
It's
right.
sad. It's
That
sad.
and while that was lighting up social media over the weekend, on that front, as we came into the new week, folks, we saw this happening. The Quinton Bacchus matter is still before us, and we saw yesterday. Well, from Thursday rather. What am I talking about Thursday? On Monday, the holiday, the Police Complaints Authority that was investigating this matter, they recommended charges for three of the policemen that were involved. In the first case, Thurston Simon, he is, well, let me start with the last fellow you're seeing there on the graphic, Christophe de Nabraga, who has been identified as the main suspect in the shooting, the murder, albeit altogether, as you would say, the alleged murder of Quinton Bacchus. He was charged with murder as recommended by the police service, the Police Complaints Authority, and then the DPP's office. And then two other police officers, Thurston Simon and Damian McLennan, they were charged with trying to pervert the course of justice. Apparently, they were trying to not have it revealed that this operation went down a certain way, right? And that is quite telling. And in the case of Thurston Simon, I think it is, he said that he got some pressure from high-ranking members of the Ghana police force to cover up some aspects of the investigation. So this matter here, my, mm,
You know,
my.
whenever I look at this, I keep looking at the people, that the young men who have been identified in this murder.
Mm,
In this murder, these persons have been identified as the investigation continues to go on. And I keep thinking to myself, young men, your parents raised you to try, and some people, your parents and so forth, proud, your family is proud that you have a job and all of those things, and you just go that
yeah,
course. You
yeah,
choose to go that course. When it comes to the allegations as it is being put forward right now by Thurston Simon, that he was threatened. I think that is a specific word that I saw being used in the media, that he was threatened to say what he said, and by senior ranks. I think he said in the special branch unit, if I'm not mistaken. But it is it is quite damning to say the least. I mean, at this point, it's just an allegation. But if that is the case, as being alleged there, then that is as an
Yeah.
extremely serious
Yeah.
thing that we're looking at. Is extremely serious. And I want, and we're going to be following this case in specific to see how it goes. But the fact, and it's even more worrying to me, the fact that he has come to this point, and I don't know if his family or whomever is advising him, but he has come to the point that he is speaking what he says his truth. As persons would refer to it, he is speaking his truth. And to call persons out, senior ranks, to call out senior
Yeah.
ranks like that, a lot of persons have been commenting, that if these allegations are true, then you need to be very worried about his safety altogether.
Correct.
And
Correct.
I've been noting
Correct.
those comments, and I have to say that is something for you to worry about, because
Yeah.
if those allegations are true, then there is a very, very disturbing course that is
Correct,
being
correct. And
taken
this is the Ghana
there.
police force. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, I see Maureen Carpenter Williams says, the fecal matter is about to hit the fan.
It's very,
The
very
excrement, the
crazy.
fecal matter is about to hit the fan. That's what she says there. And when you read this story, my lord, the Ghana police force can't get a break. Can't get a break.
But we always say that there's so many good policemen and women. There's so many good officers out there. But to know that the wrong and the bad is always
Yeah.
overshadowing the good
Yeah.
is just not acceptable. It's just
Correct.
not acceptable.
Correct, correct. And while we're examining this on this front and still calling for justice for Quindon Bacchus, we must pursue the truth wherever it leads, wherever it leads. And while that is happening on the other front, that's the police force, this is the army. This soldier, Colin Hazel, is the guy who has been remanded for the alleged murder of hairdresser Danelcia Park from Region 6. Her body was found a couple of days ago, wrapped in plastic bag, wrapped in plastic, left home to get as a hairdresser to get somebody's hair done, never turned up there. And I think there was some, from what I was made to understand, there's some footage linking this soldier, Colin Hazel, to her murder.
Well, but if
So he has been remanded.
correct. And remembering Clara, don't think he has denied it at any point in time thus far. I think one article that I read actually said that he says he is prepared to face the law and the course of justice when it comes to the murder there. And I want to say that also the CCTV, there were reports that there are CCTV footage of her going by him. And just before she was her body, hours before her body was found, or to that extent. I want to say that we have been talking about this issue that we have in our country with so many young women, their lives are being snatched from them and so forth. And I always make the point that whenever you see a situation gets to the point of murder, a man murders a woman, and especially when it comes to the way in which she was murdered, there's always a backstory.
Yeah.
There is
More
always instances of abuse prior to the murder. There's always somebody that knew that this person was being abused. And we have to take responsibility. We have to take account of our own actions altogether. And I keep saying take account of your actions so many ways, so many stories that shows that we're not, as a people, we're not taking account of our actions. And this is another one. These situations, how do you live with yourself knowing that you did not, knowing that you as a person did not speak out when it mattered. You did not speak out and say this person is being abused. How do you live with yourself?
That's a dark place.
We cannot continue to say, oh, well, me getting in man or woman. So, you don't physically engage a situation that you're not prepared and not capable of handling. At the same time, a young man just lost his life recently because he himself and his wife was trying to stop a guy from going to attack his ex-girlfriend with a cutlass, and he burnt those two persons. And he burned those two persons, and then the young man died. The woman's husband, he died. because he was trying to do that. You don't step into a
Yeah.
situation to physically try to park something, but you have a responsibility when it comes to reporting these matter,
Correct.
and take that responsibility very seriously. Have those matters reported to the police. We have to, as a society, we have to take account of what is going on when it comes to the amount of lives
Yeah.
being lost by our young women. It's not
Yeah.
okay. We cannot just accept it as
Yeah.
is. It's crazy.
And I think Commissioner Cole says it best here. We're losing too many women. Stop the violence against women. We're losing too many women. And we say it here consistently. This is the other pandemic. One of the other pandemic. The carnage on the road is the other one. What's happening on our waterways too. Is the other thing. We're losing too many of our women in this manner. I want to repeat what Commissioner Cole says. Nicole Cole, stop the violence against women. Stop it. Stop
You
it.
have to, and also when it comes to men, when it comes to the men out there, sometimes you're at a stage that you're having ill thoughts about someone, you want to physically hurt someone or whatever it is. Seek help. Seek intervention. There is so many avenues that you go to. Seek intervention. Talk to somebody. You're not, we have a situation shared in which men believe that they're supposed to be this rock with no emotions. They're supposed to just walk the straight and narrow path, and nobody cares about this. They should not show hurt and things like
Yeah.
nonsense. You're feeling some sort of way as a man, you seek help, seek intervention. The religious leaders are out there always willing to speak to persons when it comes to those things and all of that.
Yeah.
And they can guide you.
Yeah. You got challenges with anger
Yes,
and all of that. Seek help.
yes.
Seek help. Seek help. I see Rhonda Lane says, I don't part fights. Rhonda
No,
says,
and you
I
should,
don't part fights.
and you should not. You should
Yeah.
not. That's what I
Yeah.
was saying. That don't
Yeah.
get in a situation that you're physically
All right.
trying to be
She don't
between
part
something
fight.
that you can't handle.
Yeah. Yeah. Folks, as we get into the big issue this morning, we're looking at the PPP's mounting failures. The PPP's mounting failures. The administration, the regime, whatever synonym you want to use. The mounting failures, folks, and they look like many. And first up, guys, we're looking at what's happening with Exxon. They promised they were going to renegotiate the production sharing agreement of ExxonMobil, but not so much. And irrespective of all of the experts' opinion, saying that this gas to show project got a lot of problems in a capitalist country with a lot of debt, quite like the Skeleton Sugar Factory. FYI just over the weekend says they're going forward. The cost, the full cost hasn't been known as yet, but they're going forward. And in addition to that, Rita, we are learning that they have been no environmental permit issued as yet for this country, for this project to go forward. But they are adamant. He said he doesn't care what it takes. It is going forward. But this issue of the environmental permit is something like they don't like. It's a feature to safeguard the people, the patrimony, not only for this generation, but the future generation, the impact of the project on the environment, which includes human life too. They said they're not going to wait on all of this. They're going forward. And we've been chronicling here a number of environmental impact assessments that they have waived. So it's to the point now that the environmental impact assessment is the odd thing. It's not the rule. It's the odd thing. So they've waived it for so many projects. The Kumu River, Mocha Creek Hydro Project, they waived it for that. There's a Marriott Courtyard coming for the Tamari airport area there. They move a whole host of residents. They slash those people. They said they don't need no EIA for that. Say planes crash into the building and so on. That's not a problem. Demerara Harbor Bridge, the new Demerara Harbor Bridge. Remember, Irfan said he didn't even see the project, but you don't know. It can be good for the environment. Right?
No-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, and so many of them we could chronicle. It's like the environmental impact assessment is the odd thing. As a matter of fact, the current ambassador, the High Commissioner to Canada, the High Commissioner from Canada, rather, Canada's High Commissioner to Guyana, Mark Berman, he said this feature of the environmental impact assessment, right? He said failure to undertake this type of due diligence could result in costly and harmful effects down the road. That's what he told the government, right? But of course, they're more bright than Mark Berman and his ilks. So they're moving ahead.
You deal with environmental impact assessment when you have the interest of of the country,
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah.
That is your main
Mhm.
concern. The administration as is, that's not their main
Yeah.
concern, and that's the problem. I
Yeah.
always say it, you know.
The cabal. That was happening on that one. And as we continue to examine the failure of the PPP, the other thing that we're seeing here, folks, sugar and them and grain, they promise, they said we're going to make sugar great again. APNU don't know what they're doing. The last administration, they don't know what they're doing. We're learning today that IFLOT, the turbine, the IFLOT now is like GPL. It's all kind of excuses. It's rat, it's roach, it's rabbit, you name it. Everything is responsible for the poor production. Well, was the turbine the last time? They say they've now got the turbine fixed and they're ready to resume operation because showing in a bad spot. Really and truly, what the PPP is doing, without telling Esteline Peters and Gwyneth Anderson and Rhonda Spencer Tom and Glenford Gordon, what is really happening is right sizing the same way the previous administration told them in its wisdom it was doing. The previous administration didn't just went off in that direction. They got expert opinion and understood where sugar was in the world market and all of those nuanced issues and decided to right size. They're really and truly finishing that policy, even though they came back and say they're gonna make sugar great again, and we didn't know. Look at where sugar production is just for the first quarter. Just for the first quarter, the first crop, right? IFLOT was to produce 4,295 tons.
Mhm.
It only did 66,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Then by says the turbine, right? The turbine to IFLOT is like sales to the whole industry, right? It didn't produce nothing. And then Arabian fell short too. By 9,000 was the projection. They only did 7,000. And so overall, you had a projection of 20,000 plus metric tons of sugar. They only produced 13, right? Now,
Overall, their target was
yes,
20,261.
I am doubtful that you could produce any profit or any profit is being produced here. So this is on the backs of Guyanese, right? Trying to prove a point. Everybody know this thing will not work. Turbine working or no turbine.
That should be a crime.
Right?
That should be a crime.
And some people call it that. Some people
That
call it
should be a
that.
crime.
And these are only two issues the
But
time will allow us
but
to look at
guys,
this morning.
but we're over time as it is already. But I want to make the point to you, especially when it comes to sugar. We've been talking about it, and I need you to follow very carefully every time we speak about sugar. There are some key pointers that you need to remember when it comes to the way in which the PPP is dealing with sugar currently.
Mhm.
The first pointer is that Ashard was just saying, everything is down as is, but one of the things that you need to understand that's more important, rather, I'm trying to put it in the most simplest terms I can so that everyone would get it. Whenever the budget is presented to the National Assembly, there are certain targets in the budget speech presented by the finance minister. They give targets. They say they give it at the beginning of the year. The budget is in February. They say there's a target for the sugar production for the year 2022. From the time the PPP took office to now, every year they've been coming to the National Assembly and giving a target that is lower than the previous year's target for the sugar production, right? They are given lower targets. They're given lower targets, and even with the lower targets that they're given at right there in the budget presentation, even with that lower targets, they're failing to even reach that target, and the target is lower. Now they want to give a lower target. So if you were saying that, for example, the coalition used to produce 20,000 tons, I'm just giving a
And
wild
for a
example
scrap.
in the forest crop. Say, for example, the coalition used to produce 20,000 in the first crop, right? 20,000 tons in the first crop. And the PPP comes now and they say, oh, well, our projection for this year is 10,000, right?
Mm.
10,000. So if they produce 10,000, they can come and say, we are reporting a 100% production met target, when it is actually half of what used to be produced during the days of the coalition. We need to be very keen on the numbers, because this is where when they try to confuse persons. Every year they're setting a lower target, and even with the lower target that they're setting, they are still failing to meet that production
Wow.
level that they
Wow.
have set that lower target for. And I want you to be very keen with it. folks, the information is out
Wow.
there. The Ministry of Finance have the budget presentation speeches, and so you can go check it for yourselves.
Yep.
But I always try to pull out those information to bring it to you guys. Absolutely important for you to see the direction they're heading with sugar. You don't worry with that story with the Eiffel. None other than the vice president went there to Eiffel and he told the folks, he advised them to look for different jobs. He advised them
Wow.
to look for different jobs. And that says a lot.
Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
where they're going, the direction to which they're headed. They're the ones that went and told the person that they're going to train them in oil and gas and to
Where
do
we in
things in
that?
oil
Yeah.
and gas. Let
Yeah.
us not forget these
So we
things.
understand
That
where
is
the
what it
industry going.
is.
We understand where the issue going. That's as much as our time would allow us this morning. The failures, they continue to rumble on.
Yes.
Continue to rumble on. That's our time today, folks. We're going to see you back at 12 for Below the Belt, and then at 8 this evening for In the Ring.
Yes, guys. And make sure that you do your part. Like
Yeah.
I always say, make sure that you share the stream. I'm not seeing the shares right now, but I'm going to check it when we're done. I want to say that we're having a good amount of shares because we need to make sure that everyone benefits from the information. I keep saying it. And I know we have quite a lot of person that goes back and watch back the program
Yeah, yes.
thereafter
And we're
so
heartened
forth.
by that. We're heartened by
Always
that.
heartened by
We're
that.
happy by
So
that.
it's always important
Yeah.
for you to share, even if you share at
Hundreds
the
of
very end
folks
of the
watching us
program
this
or
morning
whatever.
live.
Yes.
And a lot of folks are going to come back, as Judy said, and watch us.
Yeah.
But you lead the way. Share, smash that emoji button, and partner with us, folks. I want to alert you guys that we were able to clear off what we owed June and prior. Thanks for
Lovely.
your love and your support. But
Yes,
it's a new month,
you've been great at
right?
that. Thank
It's
you
a
so
new
much.
month, and we start all over again. We
Yes.
start all over again. We start all over again. So partner with us, folks. You all know we're available via Zelle and PayPal, Cash App, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union as well. You need some guidance. 627-6963 is our WhatsApp number. 627-6963, and we're gonna be certain to respond to your messages on WhatsApp. But again, Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, MMG, Western Union, MoneyGram available there. Thanks for joining us. That's my time.
Thank you so much
That's
for
okay.
joining us
Yep.
and have a blessed day.